Welcome to this tutorial on installing the Bold Reports server on a system where Bold BI server is already installed. By installing the Bold Reports server on your Bold BI server system, you can easily create and manage reports alongside your data analytics workflows. We'll guide you through the installation process step by step. Let's start with the prerequisites required to deploy the report server. The hardware requirements are CPU, 2-core, 2.4 GHz or faster, 32-bit or 64-bit processor. Memory, 8 GB RAM for 32-bit or 64-bit. Hard drive, 1.2 GB of free space, only installation files. The software requirements for running the report server are: operating system, Windows Client OS 8 or newer, Windows Server OS 2012 R2 or newer. Framework, Microsoft.NET Framework 5.0. Database, Microsoft SQL Server 2008 or newer, Azure SQL, PostgreSQL Server 9.0 or newer, or MySQL. Web server, Internet Information Services 7.0 or higher. Web browser, Microsoft Edge, Mozilla Firefox, or Google Chrome. Now, let's download the report server installer from the Bold Reports website. I sign into the Bold Reports accounts page. I click the download button under Install on Windows. And the file is downloaded. You can also download the application in zip format. The next step is to install the downloaded application. I double-click the downloaded file. Opening the Bold Reports Enterprise reporting dialog. If you want to see the license terms and conditions, click here. I select I agree to the license terms and conditions checkbox. And click the Next button. Since I have already installed the Bold products like Bold BI in my machine, it asks for the common login confirmation when installing. If you want a common login for all Bold products, click on Yes. This will host the Bold Reports as one of the sub-applications inside the existing Bold BI site hosted on IIS for common login to work. If you click No to proceed the installation without common login, then Bold Reports Enterprise Reporting installation will be cancelled. For this demo, I click Yes. The Install Settings dialog will open. The installation location field shows where the application will be installed and where the files related to the application will be copied. The deployment location field shows when the application deployment files will be copied. This option will ask you to configure the report server as a sub-application. The port number field will show the port in which the application will be hosted. The site name field will show the identity provider's name. We are unable to edit these configurations as they are automatically inherited from Bold BI's configuration. These options are used to create start menu groups and shortcut icons after the enterprise application is installed. They are enabled by default. If you disable them, you can start the application later by searching in Windows. Alternatively, you can launch it from the IIS Manager. The Change Firewall Settings to allow access to outside machines option provides access to the application APIs and reports from other networks. I click the Next button. The Consent to Deploy PhantomJS WebKit dialog will open. PhantomJS is an executable added while installing the Bold products. It is used to export the data visualization widgets in reports. By default, the I agree to download the PhantomJS.exe and deploy it in my machine checkbox is selected. I click the Next button. The Consent to Deploy Client Libraries dialog will open. If your report needs to connect with MySQL, Oracle, or PostgreSQL data sources, we need to install additional packages. Since MySQL, Oracle, and PostgreSQL are third-party software, we need to agree to their terms and conditions. By enabling the checkbox, the packages will be automatically downloaded while installing. If you don't use data from these data sources, you can skip this step. For this demo, I enable the MySQL, Oracle.Managed Data Access, and NPGSQL 4.0.0 checkboxes. And then click Install. After the installation process is completed, I click Launch Application. Since we installed Bold BI first, we will be redirected to the dashboard site. I have chosen Microsoft IIS for the web server, so I can see the application added to the sites in the IIS Manager. Here, Bold Apps Enterprise Edition is the identity provider's name. The identity provider is used for login purposes. API is a sub-application that contains all the APIs for the identity provider. BI is a sub-application that contains the Bold BI server. Reporting is a sub-application that contains the Bold Report server. The UMS sub-application contains the User Management server. It is used to manage the users of Bold applications. The Windows Authentication sub-application is used to authenticate using Windows. Next, we need to activate the Bold Reports account and create the site. Users who are in the System Administrator group can create these sites. I click the user profile icon and then Manage Sites. I am redirected to the Sites page. First, I need to activate the Bold Reports account for enterprise reporting. To activate the account, I click Settings in the left navigation bar, and then Manage License. In the Manage License page, I click Enterprise Reporting. We can activate the account either by using online credentials or by uploading the offline unlock key. You can download the unlock key from your Bold Reports accounts page and upload it here. For this demo, I am going to activate the license using my Bold Reports credentials. I click Login to activate the account. I enter the credentials and click Continue. Since I have only one portal license, the portal license selection process was skipped in this setup. If you have more than one portal license, you'll need to select one. Now, we have activated the Bold Reports account. Next, we need to create a site. For that, I click Sites in the left navigation bar. I click the Create Site button in the top panel. Bold products support multi-tenancy. A tenant is an isolated site that has its own database for managing its reports and resources. The tenant type field represents the tenant for the Bold products. I choose Enterprise Reporting as the tenant type. I write Bold Reports Enterprise Reporting in the site name field. I select the domain field in which this tenant is to be hosted. You can choose any communication protocol from the list displayed. By default, the domain field is automatically filled with the domain name in which the application is hosted. The site identifier field represents the site in the URL and should be a unique name. As I have already hosted the Bold BI application with the site identifier field value set as Site1, I am now adding the site identifier field of Site2. Then, I select the branding type. By default, the Enterprise Reporting branding is chosen. The localization, date and time format, and the branding images are copied automatically when creating the tenant. When I click the drop-down icon, the list of branding options is displayed. If you want to copy the localization, date and time format, and the branding images from the Bold ID, then select Bold ID. I click Next. Here, we can configure the database to store the report server data. You can store reports in SQL Server, PostgreSQL, or MySQL databases. I choose Microsoft SQL for this demo. I provide the necessary information in the required fields. I choose New Database and provide the database name Bold Reports Server DB. I click the Next button. Here, we need to configure the storage for report server. The storage type is used to maintain the report resources. You can select either file storage or blob storage to store the files of the reports, data sources, and data sets used in the reports server. By default, the file storage option is selected. I click Next. Then, we need to select the administrator user. The administrator is the one who has complete control over the site. The list of users in the UMS is displayed. We can select the user by selecting the checkbox near the username. I click the Create and Launch Site button. The report tenant deployment has started and will run in the background. Next, I click Go to Reports and am redirected to the View All page. Here, the sample reports available with the report server can be seen by clicking Explore in the Report Sample pop-up. By clicking the Add Report button, you can add these reports to the report server. The reports will be added under the Sample Reports category. Clicking on an added report will open it in the report server. Now, I open the Share Data Source Data Connector page. You can see third-party data sources like MySQL, Oracle, and PostgreSQL. Then, I export the report that is charts and open the exported file. You can see that the charts are exported. In this video, I covered the steps to install the Bold Reports server with the Bold BI server and activate a Bold Reports account. We also saw the steps to create a new site using the Enterprise Reporting tenant type. If you found this video useful, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.